All right, good morning, good afternoon, new week. We're looking at the pound versus the yen. So, guys, I was just going to say something real quick. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but if you're going to come to me asking me for your help and you're not using one of my brokers and you're not one of my clients, I won't per se assist you because if you are using a broker, that broker is supposed to give you some sort of facilities to assist you as a new trader. That's why at Vault Markets, since I'm partnered with Vault Markets now, that's why I'm here for instance giving out all this free content. So if you are struggling with trading, you can watch my videos, open an account with Vault Markets, trade with them. And as an existing client with Vault Markets, if you want, if there's anything you need and for instance come to our offices and so forth, that's where we will assist you. But if you are partnering with another broker, make your problems theirs, and I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just in the end, it's business. And click in the description below to open an account with my broker Vault Markets. And once you have done that, just send me a message so I know, so that when you message me in the future, I will know that I can consider you as a client. So looking at the weekly time frame, we see that price has been making new highs on pound yen. So I always say the line chart is your friend. You can actually see the trend very clearly. So we can see that this was our swing high over here. And then we had our swing low over here. And all of this over here is internal structure. By looking at that, we had a low, we had a higher low, we had a lower low, we had a higher low. We had a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, lower high, lower low. So it was clear that we are in a downtrend until we got to this point and we had this last lower high, and price took it out over here, forming a small retracement. Price made a new higher high, and ever since then we've been seeing characteristics of an uptrend, meaning a high, a low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, higher high, higher low. And this is where we're currently at. Now, where price is currently trading at, if I have to zoom in on the weekly on the weekly time frame, would see that the last week closed bearish, but there is some liquidity over here. Now, I don't consider this a break of structure because it didn't close below this body. So before I would want to say per se that the pound is bearish, I would want to see this weekly candle to close below the zone. But currently, I would say we still could see some bullish movement on this pair, especially also looking at this fair value gap over here. We have folded, so the fact that price might shoot up towards these highs is not unlikely. And also seeing that in an uptrend, this was a weak high, price broke through it, weak high, price broke through it, a weak high, price broke through it. And it seems like the lows have now become stronger. So let's go on the daily time frame real quick. So if we adjust this a bit more, see that there's a gap over here. So you see it's a beautiful pin into it, so then it rose. And like I said, I see this as liquidity. I see it as liquidity because wicks don't lie, put it that way. And like I said, I'm just gonna basically, even if we use this, we didn't have a clean break of structure. So I clearly see these lows as really, really strong. However, since there is liquidity over here, it will also be likely that price will eventually come take out these lows. And also, if you just look at this over here, I'm sure there is some unmitigated order blocks and fair value gaps. Let's just go on the 4-hour chart real quick just to go see what's happening more or less over here in time. So if you look at the zone, here's a fair value gap on pound over here. Sorry, I'm just so we can have more of an idea. So this is where we would want to see price trade towards coming into these zones. And if we just add some institutional zones on here as well, you would see that this also lines up exactly with an institutional zone. So that's perfect. And then moving further, there's also some liquidity over here. So yeah, I don't think when price actually comes to these zones, which actually look to buy, because there's just a lot of liquidity stored down here. So I think when the pound actually decides to break down, we're gonna have a nice clean run towards the downside. And not just that, not just that, if we look at overall what the pound is doing, we are on a downtrend ever since 2008. So ever since then, the pound versus the dollar has been crashing, or been going down. And as you can see, more or less in the beginning of August 2022, this is when we actually made a new low and we broke below the 2020 lows. So with that also said, that was a clean break below it. So the fact that we could be bearish on this is very, very likely. And also not just that, by looking at the monthly time frame, we also see that we are in a fair value gap right now at this moment. So price filling that, it's not unlikely. And the same thing over here as well. Price basically filled the fair value gap and then tapped into this order block. So this has now been mitigated. So that makes a lot of sense why we had this drop. Like I said, let's go on the 4-hour. So same concept. I'm always going to do this on a Monday. Just set my weekly structure so we can basically have an idea of our first 2 4-hour candles. And this example, it's this one. So tight ranges make for big moves, and big moves allow small ranges to take place. So currently, with this consolidation, the box is not blown out. It's only about 30 pips, 25 pips. So this is perfect for the week. I believe we can have a lot of big moves on GU this week. Just to put this back on here. So we can currently see that price is trading towards the downside on this pair, breaking towards the lows. So if we have according to the weekly structure, if we see something like this basically play out, and we have our 3 4-hour candles over here, then we're likely to look to buy towards these zones. As long as it doesn't take out this high, and we know we're targeting towards, then we could, when we hit our target zones, then also look to change direction and follow price towards the downside. But we just have to wait and see what happens. So let's find our zones we're gonna be looking at this week. So wouldn't be looking at this because this is Friday's low, this liquidity. Market makers will most likely pin through it. So I'm just gonna put this up on like that as on there, and then here we have unmitigated order block. So to have price trade into the zone and drop would not be unlikely. And then we have a fair value gap over here, which has not yet been filled either. Okay, so these are zones we're looking at. We'll be looking for sells when price comes to the zone, as long as it doesn't take out this high. And for as long as, it's very hard to say on here. So I would only then look to buy then based on the fib. So 618 has been, this was perfect. This has been mitigated. No, but no, wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that there. I would say when price comes to these zones, we could look for buys. So we'll have to modify it a bit more, just to have much more cleaner zones. So this is unmitigated order block over here. Okay, I'm just gonna move this all the way over here. Okay, it should be far enough. And then, like I said, when price comes into more or less these zones, we look to buy it. Only if the weekly structure, only if the weekly structure holds at this point. So if you don't know what the weekly structure is, I'll say it again. I've been saying it in videos I upload to YouTube. Just go to my channel, scroll through the videos. You'll see that there's 4 videos on the weekly structure, practical and theory. And by studying this method, you will understand how I determine direction each week. So as you can see, this order block lines up perfectly with the zone that we're targeting. There is a wick over it. There is another zone and there's a wick, but we have to see if price actually held it or if it hasn't mitigated as yet. So I would say yes, this has been mitigated. However, there is a trap candle here as well. Maybe just put this here as an extra reference point. This is about how many pips? About the 25 pip range. So I would say the most important zone to look out for, I would say, would be the institutional zone around here. So price spinning this change of character, whatever confirmations will play out. This could be the zone to play out. So this is the only institutional level here as well, because the next one is over here. Wouldn't want to buy there. Also wouldn't want to buy over here, which is it's a gambling trade. So very simple. You just have to wait and see what happens on pound versus the USD. By looking at what happened so far today, the recessions on the 8 o'clock. Sorry, just want to map out. Okay, so that's when it ended. And basically high to the low. So this is 50%, so it makes sense why it dropped. So as we could see some further drop on this. So yes, no need to get into this trade now. The only thing I would recommend is if you want to get into this trade, break of structure, retracement, and basically look from there on. So basically, you want to wait for this to break below here. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Yes. So something like that. So, but I wouldn't necessarily trade today every time. I'm just gonna sit it out and see what happens. But if there is a good setup, I definitely will share it with my clients and so forth. If you guys have any questions on the pound versus the USD, just let me know, and you guys can cover any outlooks you guys might have, any questions, just let me know.